Hey, hello guys, welcome back to Riichie Keys online piano tutorial. Okay, so this is the second video of the passing chord series that I'm doing. Okay, so last week we learned about using the dominant 7th chord as a passing chord. Yeah, so this week we are going to learn about diminished chords, how to use diminished chord, how to construct a diminished chord, yes, and how to use them, how to incorporate them in a song as well. All right, okay, so let's jump straight into it. Okay, so we are in key C, and we are going to see how we construct a C diminished chord, C sharp diminished chord, and so on. Okay, but first I would say that when using diminished chord as passing chord, we normally use diminished 7th chord. Yeah, so when I say diminished chord as passing chord, I mean diminished 7th chord. Yeah, so let's see how we construct a diminished 7th chord. All right, and when we know how to construct them, we can see when we can put that in a song to create these awesome passing chords. All right, okay, so for example, we are now in key C and we want to know how to construct a C diminished 7th chord. Yeah, so the way to construct a diminished 7th chord is that, for example, we are in key C, right, and you want to know how to construct a C diminished 7th chord. Your first key will be C, obviously. Then you go up 3 semitones up. You go up 3 semitones. Then another 3 semitones up, 1, 2, 3, and then another 3 semitones up, 1, 2, 3. So then you have this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 3. Sorry, and then 1, 2, 3. All right. So this is a C diminished 7th chord. So all these notes are 3 semitones apart from each other. Yeah. So this, your first key, you go up 3 semitones, and then another 3 semitones up, and then another 3 semitones up. Yeah, and then you have this. So all the notes of a diminished 7th chord are 3 semitones apart from each other. Yeah, we can do that. We can use the same method to construct a C sharp diminished 7th chord. So we begin from a C sharp, obviously. Then we go up 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Then another 1, 2, 3. Another 3 semitones up. Then we have C sharp diminished 7th chord. Yeah. So that's how we construct a diminished 7th chord. Yeah. So C diminished 7th chord, C sharp diminished 7th chord, D diminished 7th chord, because 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. E flat diminished 7th chord will then be this, because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. E diminished 7th chord, it will then be this. All the notes are 3 semitones apart from each other. F diminished 7, F sharp diminished 7, G diminished 7, A flat diminished 7, A diminished 7, B flat B flat diminished 7, and then we have B diminished 7. Yeah, so yeah, so those are the diminished 7th chord. Okay, so there are 12 different notes here from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 different notes here, and we can play for all these notes the diminished 7th chord. Yeah, but then one thing that we have to put in mind is that there are only 3 different type of diminished 7th chord. all the rest are just inversions of those 3 different seventh chord. For example, let's pick C diminished seventh chord. C diminished seventh is the same as E flat diminished seventh chord. It's the same as F sharp diminished seventh chord. It's the same as A diminished seventh chord. It's the same, and then we are back to our C diminished seventh chord. Because all the notes are 3 half steps apart from each other, they are symmetrical. So this will be the same as this. The inversions of these 4 notes are the same thing. Yeah. And then when we take C sharp diminished seventh chord is then the same as E diminished seventh chord, is then the same as G diminished seventh chord, and then the same as B flat diminished seventh chord. Yeah. And the last diminished seventh chord then will be the last type of diminished seventh chord will be then D diminished seventh chord. So D diminished seventh chord is the same as F diminished seventh chord, is the same as A flat diminished seventh chord, and then it's the same as B diminished seventh chord. Yeah. And then we are back to our D. So there are only 12 types of diminished seventh chord. Yeah. Sorry, I meant there are only 3 types of diminished seventh chord. Yeah, all the rest are inversions of those 3. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so now that we know how to form our diminished seventh chord, you have to know only 3 types. All the rest are inversions of those 3 types. Okay, so now that we know how to form our diminished seventh chord, yeah, we can now see when we can implement it in a song. For example, okay, so for example, we are in key C, yeah, and then our song that we always use, how great is that? Okay, so our song that we always use, how great is our God. Sing with me, go to the 6, how great is our God. How great is our God. Okay, now we are going to play the diminished seventh chord. Did you see what I did there? So how great is our God. Sing with me, how great, yeah, is our God. How great. Okay, so what did I do there? When I was going to the 6, so how great is our God. Sing with me, how great. 6. When I was going to the 6, I played A flat diminished 7, and then it took me to the 6. It took me to the A minor. Yeah. Or I can also play this. But then when I'm playing this, I have to play the A flat notes in my left hand, in my bass hand. So in my left hand, I play the A flat notes, and then here I can choose to play this, this, or this, because they are all the same thing. Yeah. So A flat diminished 7, and then it takes me to the A minor. Yeah. So that's how we can incorporate this diminished seventh chord in this song, how great is our God. Okay, so whenever you have to play a minor chord, yeah, you can always precede that minor chord with the diminished seventh chord of the note half step below that minor chord. All right. So for example, when the minor chord that you want to play is C minor, you can precede C minor with the note half step below C. You can precede the C minor with the diminished seventh chord of the note half step below the C, which is B in this case. So you play B diminished 7, and that takes you to the C. For example, if your minor chord that you want to play is E minor. You can precede the E minor with the diminished seventh chord of the note half step below E, which is in this case E flat. So you can play the diminished seventh chord of the E flat and it takes you to the E. Okay, so let's go back to our song. Yeah, I want to show you something. How great is our God. Sing with me. First, we play the normal diminished 7 as we've learned it. The second time that I will play, I will play something. I will show you something, how you can play the diminished 7th chord to make it more interesting. Yeah. How great. Okay, so when I was going to the minor chord, yeah, I knew I had to play this. Instead of playing this to the A minor, yeah, you can play this. This, how great is our God. Yeah, it gives this different mood. Yeah, or you can also play how great is our God. This yeah, you can just play over there because you know that this is the same as this, the same as this, the same as this, the same as this, so you can like just run it down. Yeah, so you can run the chord down basically, and then it gives this new atmosphere. All right. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop here. That's it for today's tutorial, how to use diminished 7th chord as a passing chord. Yeah, so whenever you have to play a minor chord, mostly the 6 or the 2, you can always precede that minor chord with the diminished 7th chord of a note, a semitone below the minor chord that you have to play. Then you have this amazing passing chord for your song. All right. Okay, thank you for your attention and see you next time on Riichie Keys Piano Tutorial.